Let's discuss 3 problems and 3 related solutions that will make you a great project manager. And I'll explain this countdown in a few minutes, it's super important. But first, let's take a look at Marta. She is an IT project manager and her soft skills are over the roof. She can find an approach to any person. She spends a lot of time connecting with each and every team member. Everyone loves to work with Marta. Unfortunately, Marta relies entirely on her soft skills. She never put much thought into the nitty-gritty details of how project management works. Her go-to approach is to-do lists. Sometimes she gets fancy with simple Kanban boards with these to-do in progress and done states. And no doubt about it, she is getting things done. But every time Marta starts a new project with a new team, it takes a while to get up to speed. So it often felt like she pushed harder on the acceleration pedal while holding the other foot on the brakes. Working hard through a to-do list doesn't equal efficiency, because in project management efficiency also encompasses predictability of the project, transparency of the progress, and continuous improvement of processes. So, in fact, Marta is not an efficient project manager. That's why she was fired yesterday during a layoff. Will you repeat her destiny? So, how do you improve your project management efficiency and become a great PM? You need to understand that projects are unique, but the project management process is always the same. That's why it's critical to have a big picture in your head, and the best way to achieve this is by creating diagrams. First, you want to draw a project life cycle in the organization and industry where you work. You want to focus on identifying phases. These are the parts of the project where nature of work differs from one another. For example, designing user interface versus writing code to implement requirements. Don't be like Marta, you shouldn't manage all aspects of a project the same way. This lifecycle diagram will tell you what tools and processes to use in each phase. After that, you want to draw a diagram of the project management approach in your environment. Something like this. Understanding how information flows and transforms through processes and tools is critical. This exercise will help you develop a big picture of project management. You will notice bottlenecks and inefficiencies, for example, like places where you have to copy-paste and edit information manually. So, if you want to become a great project manager, but you don't want to invent this whole wheel from scratch, you should consider getting my Practical Project Management course. It teaches you all aspects of project management that you need in the real world. But you need to make a decision fast. This countdown shows when a big portion of the course will become a separate product and you will have to pay double the current price. I want to give you an opportunity to get all my products in one bundle at the lowest price possible. I do this to help you with the turbulent times that wait for us in 2024. So check the link in the description and get the course now. So this leads us to the second problem. You see, finishing projects on time is not enough to be a great project manager. Instead, ask yourself, do I help my company to make or save money? If the answer is I'm not sure or I manage only supporting activities, it's a red flag. You see, all successful project managers have one thing in common. They have an impact on many projects and people in the organization. And the fact is, process improvement is the best approach to having a big impact on an organization, but it requires a lot of effort and skills. That's why there are much better and much simpler ways to generate additional value, and here are the top 3 examples. First, you can teach others. You don't need to be the most experienced PM in the company to teach. You can teach all people who are just a few steps behind you in professional development. And teaching is a highly visible activity. You invite your boss to your events, you record your training sessions and share them. You can also share slide decks and documents that you prepare. So, for example, you can start with an onboarding training for people who join a project, or training on how to use tools in your organization. Remember this, there is always someone who will benefit from your teaching efforts. Alright, I understand, teaching is not for everyone, I get it. So here's the second approach. You see, still for many project managers, finishing a project on time and within budget is the primary goal. However, for the company, it is not. Your company wants to make more money. So the secret here is to hire entry-level engineers. That will reduce the cost of the project and will increase the profit margin of the company. The challenge here is that your project management approach should be efficient enough to accommodate the needs of these inexperienced people. That's why your leadership approach plays a huge role here. You need to know how to motivate inexperienced people to perform exceptional work. Oh, and by the way, I do provide a practical step-by-step leadership framework in my course as well. So get the course now and don't regret missing this special opportunity. The third way to generate additional value is to help your boss. You can simply ask what's on their plate. Just like you, they have projects they need to finish successfully. But they are mostly internal ones, they don't work for a customer. And in general, having an excellent professional connection with your boss is never a bad idea. Next, I have 2 secrets to share. First, to become a great project manager, you need opportunities to prove knowledge and skills. That's why it's critical that people perceive you as a capable project manager. And the second secret, at the same time, no one cares about your job responsibilities. Let me explain it. You see, you get your salary for fulfilling your main responsibilities, but you get promotions, salary raises, and these huge opportunities for achievements and the additional value you generate. That's why you want to start highlighting your achievements that communicate your impact on the organization. But how can you communicate your achievements without appearing like this bragger? The solution is simple. Whenever you need to show a new achievement to your boss or peers, create a retrospective meeting to share your lessons learned. Or run a case study to show the results that you achieved on your project. The most important part here is that you don't need massive results. Instead, it's better to have small but regular improvements. And as with teaching others, this approach generates a lot of visible artifacts. So, for example, you can process your performance data and compile a set of practical recommendations for other project managers. If people start using the results of your findings and improvements, you will generate more and more additional value for the organization, and it will accumulate over time. And here's the best thing about it. You can engineer your achievements. Moreover, you should be intentional to create achievements that build your resume. So this is your way to becoming a great project manager in the hiring market. Why? Again, recruiters and interviewers are not interested in your responsibilities in another company when you are looking for a new job. They want to see the proven results that you generate while performing your main responsibilities. In my practical project management course, I have a unique bonus called Perfect CV of a Project Manager. And this is the part that will become a separate course. So it's your last chance to get it as a free bonus. This mini course teaches you an approach I used to land job offers from Amazon and top tech startups. It also helped hundreds of project managers to get their dream jobs. This course explains how to structure your CV to get 5 times more interviews, and at the same time your resume will help you to prepare for an interview questions and pass the interview with flying colors. After upgrading your resume, recruiters will start reaching out to you, and you will stop chasing every job opening hoping at least someone will respond. You will feel like top talent in the industry. So, October 13th is the deadline. Don't regret missing this opportunity. You can master all aspects of project management and leadership that you need in the real world. Get the course now.